Hello and welcome to Developers Den by Newton School. I am 𝐏𝐚𝐲 𝐀𝐟𝐭𝐞𝐫 developer, and in today's video we are going to continue our series of creating NFT website landing page. In the previous videos we have already covered the top full section with the great diamond section of images, the brands integration, and in today's video we are going to create the trending section, the carousel that you see on the website where the cards are automatically sliding in the desktop website. So let's get started with the coding part, but before we start, make sure that you have liked this video, you have subscribed to the channel, and that you are following along whatever I am coding. So before we start, a big thanks to Newton School for helping me make this video. Newton School is a platform where they teach you full stack development, and they promise that you'll get a job of minimum 5 lakh rupees. So make sure you check them out. The link is in the description below. The best part about Newton School is that you don't have to pay even a single penny before you get a job. So thanks Newton School for that. Let's get started with the trending section of our NFT landing website. Perfect. Now we can start creating our this particular scroll bar that we have here. Not scroll bar, this slider that we have here. To create this slider, what we're going to do is we are going to use a npm package known as React Slick. So React Slick is a npm package that you can use here, and okay, you can see it has downloads of 871 lakhs. So a lot of people are using this, so it's completely reliable and there are no breakage changes. So you can just copy this command from here. You can go to your terminal and open one more. You just paste it, npm I React Slick. It's better to rerun your project whenever you add any npm package. So I'll just say npm start, and I'll have to press yes because I'm already using the port 3000. I'm using the port 3001 for this, so it's working fine now. Now I'll close the terminal. Now for this, I'll close this header as well, top fold as well, trending NFTs. So, but before that, what I'll do, I'll close everything, close all, and now I'll go to trending NFTs. For this particular file, we are going to create the slider, right? So to create the slider, what we have to do is we have to import the particular this React Slick. So to import it, but before all of this, we see that there is a heading as well, the heading called trending NFTs. So as usual, I'll give this a class name of trending NFTs. So let me bring my website here so that I can see the design. See, so the first thing is trending NFTs. Now inside this, I want a title here. So I'll say this is my title. So the title is trending NFTs. So which is trending NFTs. But again, I want to give it that particular gradient of text. So if you remember from the previous section, this needs to be inside a span. So I'll just keep it inside a span here, and I'll save it. Now I'll give this a class name of trending NFTs title, and I'll give it for this, I'll give a class name of heading gradient. Now if you'll see in the website, you can see here, I'll keep myself on top right now. So you can see this trending NFTs is showing the exact gradient that we wanted it to show. So here next to the trending NFTs, I'll just quickly go to the trending NFT section and I'll style it. So first of all, I need some padding between this section and the trending NFT section. So what I will do is, for giving the padding, I don't like this here. Let's give it here only. So for this, I will say trending NFTs, trending NFTs. I'll say that padding from, how much padding is there? So from top and bottom, I want 108 pixel. From left and right, I want this. So, okay. This class name is not being applied here. So there is one more N. Perfect. Now if you'll see, there is some gap between these two. Now for this title, what I'll do is I'll say trending, TN title. For this, the first thing that I want is font size to be of 46 pixel. You can experiment with different font sizes, whatever font size you like, because design is all about perspective. One might like a design, one might not. So keep experimenting with different font sizes and everything. So for font weight, I want to be of 700, and I want everything to be center. So I'll just quickly go here and I'll say absolute center. Perfect. Now you can see trending NFTs is here. I want everything to be capitalized. So I'll say that text transfer uppercase. So trending NFTs is looking perfect now. Or instead, I want S to be smaller. So instead of doing this, what I'll do is I'll erase this and I'll say trending NFT. Perfect. Now here, next to the font weight, I want a padding inside as well. So I'll say padding 24 pixel, and margin for bottom for the slider that we have for this, I'll say margin bottom to be of 36 pixel, 36 pixel. So now it is looking good. We just need a slider here. But before the slider, let's create this thing, the background gradient that we already have top. So if you'll see, there is this background blob here as well. So it's very easy. I'm just going to copy this from here. So from top fold, I'll copy this blob, and inside this trending NFT, I'll just paste it next to this title. But to paste it, I'll have to make sure that my trending NFT is here and it's positioned as relative. So position as relative. Perfect. Now I'll just copy the class for the blob as well, and instead of trending, I'll keep it trending NFT BG blob. Perfect. I'll copy the class from here. I'll copy the class from here and I'll paste it here, and I'll replace the name to be trending NFT BG blob. Save. Now you can see this is working. This is looking perfect. I just have to shift a few things. So height and width are perfect. Position absolute is perfect. Filter and blur is as well. But instead of this top 10%, I'll keep the left to be as 50%. Left to be as 50%. So now it's at center. So now if you will see, there is something missing. Okay, so what is happening is it's going on top because there is nothing below here. Once we add some content, this will automatically shift downwards. So this is it. So now I will do, okay, okay, so this is working perfectly. Now I'll just save it, and I hope I'm not missing out on anything here. Background color filter, left position. Okay, perfect. So next, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Which one extra properties I am giving here? Absolute, background, filter, left, Z index. Okay, so no worries, I can give Z index extra here. Now, once our blob is done, we can start creating our slider. Now, to create the slider, first of all, we need to create something called as the data through which I'm going to map. So to create the data, I'll create a folder here and I'll call it as data. Now I'll create a file called as trending trending NFTs dot something, trending NFTs dot JS. Yeah, we can keep it as JS. So trending NFTs dot JS. Now here I'll say export const trending underscore NFTs. Now this is going to be an array. So in general, for the trending section and for everything, you get data from the backend API. But since this is a front-end website, we don't have a backend API. We're just going to mock all the data. So what we're going to do, we're going to mock an API response. Let's say we are getting this array from the API. Now what all this array will contain, first of all, an ID. Now if you look at this particular card here, what all data is here? Here is the, let's say, user's logo, the NFT banner, the user name, the user's actual handle, and that's it. So 1 2 3 4 5 4 things we need to get from OpenSea. So how we are going to get these from OpenSea? So first of all, the ID is there. Next up, we need the banner. Banner means the NFT logo that is actually there. So I'll say all NFTs open in new tab. So which, let's just copy 5 or 6 NFT. Let's say I like this particular one. So I'll copy image address, and inside my banner, I'll paste it. I'll save it. Now, this is the banner that I have. I'll close this for a moment. So perfect. Now I have a banner. Next to the banner, I'll say user name. Name means the handle that user has. Let us say random guy. Okay, and the finally handle. Sorry, this needs to be user name instead of username. Let's say user handle, and this I want it to be as user name, whatever the name is there. So I'll say random NFT collector. These are the 4 things. One more thing that I need here is the user logo, of course. So the user logo, not user logo, let's say user photo. So user photo, from here we can just copy these photos that we are seeing here. So I'll see, I like this one, so I'll copy image address and I'll paste it here. Now this is the kind of object that I want in my array. So I'll copy it multiple times. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 times will be good. So for ID2, I'll have to replace the banner from, let's say, I like this one. So I'll just copy this image address. I'll replace the banner from here. And for the random guy, I'll say total cool dude. And let's say here, I'll say cool dude collector. I'm not going to replace all the names and everything. I'll just replace the banner and photo. You get the idea like what kind of data we'll be getting from backend. So I'll just replace the banner and photo for everyone. So for this, I'll say this is the user logo. Save it. The next up, we have one more logo. I'll copy this particular logo. So for this ID 1, 2, for ID 3, I'll replace this from here. 4, and for this, I'll copy this one, copy image. All of these are just random data that I'm picking from NFT website. But if you're building a full-fledged project, you'll be getting all of these from the backend. Now for ID 4, now for ID 5, I'll be copying, let's say, I'll be copying this for ID 5. So I'll replace this here. For ID 6, okay, so for ID 5, I copied it from there. I think I made a mistake. So for 5, okay, instead of that, I'll copy this one. Okay, so I pressed back by mistake. I'll copy image address. And for 5, I'll replace it. Perfect. Now for 6th, I'll copy this one, real goblins. For 6, ID 6, I'll replace it from here. Perfect. Now for 7, let's copy BPYC Panda. And for 6, okay. For 7 actually. For 7, let me just replace it. For 8th, that is the final one. Let me just copy one more. I'm pressing back by mistake. I don't know why. So I'll just copy the invisible friends here from copy image address and replace it. So this is done. Okay, so now as you can see that this is done. We just have to replace the banners. So for 2 we already did. We just have to copy few more. So for this, I'll copy this one, copy image address. I'll replace it from here. I'll copy, let's say this one I like. Which one? Let's say this one. Copy image address for 4th one. So for 4th one as well, I'll replace this here. For 5th one as well, you can skip this part or you can fast forward this part if this is boring you, but I'll have to do this so that my website looks quite good. So for 5 we'll do now. For rest of them you can do it on your own. So like let's go to this trending NFTs. I'll open up this file section as well. Let's minimize it a little. Now here what we have to do is we have to import the slider component. So next to this, okay, got it. Instead of doing it here, make sure that you are keeping the blob in the trending NFT file and not inside the title. So if I save it, now here what I will do is I'll say slider from React slider, and I'll call this now React slider. If you'll go to the documentation of React slider, it takes some settings. So these kind of settings. So to create the settings, you can create a const here, const settings, and for the settings you can pass the things that you want to see. So I want the slides to show to be 3. So at a time only 3 slides would be shown. I want slides to scroll to be 1. So if I scroll, I want only one slide to change. Autoplay to be true, so that whenever I land on my website, it automatically starts scrolling. And the next one, speed. So I want it to scroll at after every 500 milliseconds, that's half a second, and arrows as false. I don't want any arrows here. Arrows, the button that you see on sliders generally to go to the next slide. So how to pass these options? Just do this. Spread the settings here. That's it. Now my slider will be working fine. We just have to map all the trending NFTs we just created. So I'm going to use a very interesting property of React, which JavaScript basically, which is map. So I'll say trending NFTs dot map. Now what map does is it picks out picks out each of the element inside the array and does something with it and returns it. So let's call it NFT. For each of the NFT, I'll declare an arrow function. Now I want to return a card. Which kind of card? I want to return this particular card. So what we will do, inside trending NFTs, I'll create a folder and I'll call it as trending card, right? Now inside a trending card, I'll create an index file, obviously index.js. I'll call it RAFCE, which is my trending card. Now I'll save it. I'll also create a style file here, which will be trending card.css, and I'll import it inside the trending index file. So I'll say import trending card.css. Perfect. Now I'll save it. Now what we have to do is, for each of the NFT, what I want to do is I want to return something which is a trending card. Now if I just save it and I'll see here on my own website, you'll see 8 cards. Instead of 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, there are a lot of cards coming. Let me see why. Because in my trending NFTs, how many things are there? 6, 7, 8. I'm not messing up with any of the ID, right? Okay, so what I'll have to do is, I'll have to first of all import the settings for all of the this slider. So sorry, not settings, the CSS file and everything. To import everything, you have to import these CSS files inside your component, or it's better to just directly link this particular HTML file, this CSS file in your HTML file. So we'll go to public. Inside our HTML, we'll just paste it here and I'll save it. Now to for this to apply, we'll have to close our server and we'll have to say npm start again. Yes. Now if you'll see, you can see the trending card is here and it's automatically scrolling as well. So the slider is working perfectly. We just have to import the cards for, we just have to create a card for every NFT. So for this, I'll close this thing as well. Now I'll close assets too. Now inside my trending card, I'll close this terminal so that you can see here what I'm doing. So for my trending card, I will just say that from my props. So I'll have to pass the data from this slider as props. So I'll say NFT is equal to underscore NFT. I'm passing this particular NFT as a prop to my trending card and calling it as NFT. You can name it anything, just to show you that you can call it as DVECSH like this as well. But the naming convention is like this only. So for my trending card, I'll destructure first of all const NFT from props. Perfect. Now since we have destructured it from the props, now inside our trending card, obviously the first thing that I'm going to do is to give it a class name of trending card, not zero card, trending card. Now inside a trending card, let's see what kind of content we have. We have first of all a gradient border. Now in this particular video, I'm going to teach you how to give a gradient border, which is a really cool CSS trick. Basically, you just can't write CSS border as gradient, it won't work. There is some tricks for that. So for that reason, I'm going to wrap everything inside a trending card in a wrapper. So I'll say trending card, class name as I'll say TC inner, just inner wrapper. Now I'll tell you why I'm keeping so many divs on top of each other. You'll understand in a moment. Now inside this trending inner wrapper, I'll need one more div, which will be finally the container for us, which will be trending card content, right? Content. Now we will write every content inside this particular div. You must be asking why we need two more divs then. So this div will center everything inside my slider, and this div will be used for that gradient border that we see. So for this TC content, the first thing that we need is this particular banner image. So the first thing I'll write here is img, and let's give it an alt text first of all. Alt text will be obviously nft.user underscore name. Let me see what kind of variable I'm using. I'll just copy this thing for my own references so that I don't mess it up. So I'll just paste it here and I'll comment it out, all of these. Okay, so username is present. So this, instead of username, I'll just call it as user. Yeah, username alt text will be good. For source, I'll say nft.banner, and for class name, I'll give it a class name of trending card banner. Perfect. Now if you'll see, the images are here and these are scrolling as well. Obviously we haven't replaced the images for the last few ones, so it is same. You get the idea like how you can replace these images. Now you will see all of these are images as like aligned towards the left. We want it to be center, so therefore we will go to trending card and we will write everything that for the trending card I want everything inside this to be center, or we can just say absolute center. Now you can see all the cards are at the center. Now there is one issue. Now this trending card is displayed as flex, so everything will be displayed inside a row. So for everything to be displayed inside on top of each other, we want the trending card to be flex direction as column. Perfect. Now whenever we write something below this, it will be displayed on top of each other. Now next to this particular banner, we want the user info. Now if you see, we have this user info where logo, name, handle is there. So for this, now next to this image, I'll create one more div, and I'll call this as class name as tc user info. Now before we start getting into user info, let's go and create this gradient border and style this image as well. So let's go to trending card, and inside the trending card, the first class name that we will be targeting is obviously tc inner wrapper. So how to style this gradient, I'll tell you right here. So let's give it a background color of variable, let's say text gradient 1. If you remember, text gradient 1 is the gradient that we are using for all of our text. Now if you'll see here, let me see if the class name is correct, tc inner wrapper. Okay, perfect. So this is there. Okay. So the image is taking the entire width of the wrapper that we have. So okay, I'll just quickly write something here so that you can see. Perfect. I'll see if the text gradient is being applied or not for this wrapper. So for the wrapper, background color is being applied. So okay, instead of background color, let me just do it background because it's gradient. So yeah, now you can see the gradient is being applied correctly. You can see here. So next to this background, the next property that I want it to have a padding. So this padding will be equivalent to the border width that you want. So I want it to be 2 pixel and I want to be circular. So I'll say border radius as 18 pixel. Now if you'll see, you can slightly see a background of gradient here. So to convert it into, let's say to convert it into border, what we will do is now target the TC content. Content was the div inside this wrapper. So for TC content, I will again say background color to be where background, which means black color. Now if you will see, it is looking like a particular this thing, what I'll say, a border of 2 pixel. We just have to do few more things. The TC content, I want it to have same border radius as that of the wrapper. So border radius will be 18 pixel. Now if you'll see, we can see a 2 pixel border from the bottom, but not from the top because image is still having corners. We have to make it border. But before that, I want it to have some padding. So I'll say padding of 18 pixel, padding of 18 pixel. Perfect. Now if you'll see, we got the gradient border that we required. So this is about the TC content. Now we'll just quickly style the banner, the NFT banner that we have. For this, I want a height of 300 pixel and I want a border radius of 18 pixel. Border radius of 18 pixel. Perfect. Now it's same. So do remember that you have to ensure that the border radius for this and this are equal. Otherwise, it won't look good. Now that the banner is styled, let's go to the trending card and start creating our user info section. So for user info section, we need a few divs. The first will be if you look here, this left part, and at the right, we just have this Ethereum logo. So for the left part, we are going to create a div and let's give it a class name of tc user info left. tc user info left. Now in the left part, we need an image and a div. So for the image, first of all, I'll give it an alt text. Alt text will be nft dot let's give it user handle or username. Perfect. And for the save it, and I'll give it a class name as well. The class name will be tc user logo, tc user logo, And for the source, I want it to be, source will be nft dot user photo, user dot photo, not dot, underscore photo. Perfect. Now if you'll see here, you can see a photo here as well, which is looking really ugly because we haven't styled it yet. We will be styling it. So we have this user logo. So next to this, in the trending card CSS, let's style the user logo first of all. But before the user logo, let's style the user info entire div. So for this, I'll say tc user info. For this, I want it to be display as flex. Why not the common class? Because I don't want it to center exactly. I want the justify content to be space between. Space between. Now what space between means? Suppose this is a div. There are two elements inside it. Both will be pushed to the extreme ends of the div. So therefore I'm using space between. And vertically I want it to be center. So I'm using align items as center. Apart from this, I want it to have the entire width. So I'll say that take the entire width, so 100%. And the next thing is obviously margin. I want some margin between the user info and the photo above. So I'll say margin. So not max resolution, I'll say margin. So from top and bottom, I want 16 pixel. From left and right, I want 0 pixel. So obviously it won't be you won't be seeing it right now because I'll have to style the user logo first of all. So I'll say tc user logo. For this, not log, logo. Yeah, for this, the first property I want is obviously the height. I want height to be 60 pixel. And then I want, if you'll see, now it's looking good, but I want it to have a border radius as well to match the top. So I'll say border radius of, for this 8 pixel will be good. 8 pixel. My throat is hurting a little from all the speaking. So border radius is 8 pixel. Sorry for that. Yeah, so now we have border radius as 8 pixel. Next up, now suppose when we start writing the name and everything here, I want some margin at the right. So I'll say margin right to be, let's say 12 pixel will look good. Perfect, it looks good. So margin right will be 12 pixel. So we have TC user info. For that logo, we have everything. Now, if I go here, next to this part, I have to style the TC UI left as well. So for this, we just need two things here. TC UI left. I want it to display as flex and flex as 1, which means when I keep this Ethereum logo here, I want rest of the space to be taken up by the left part of my user info. Now to copy, now to get this logo for Ethereum, I'll just quickly go here. But before this, let's complete the name and handle part. So inside my trending card, next to the div for this image, we need a fragment actually. Fragment, or you can create a div. So for this, I want TI user and TI user name. So for this, I want two things. First of all is a div, and this is just NFT username, NFT dot user name, and the next thing is user handle. So I'll say one more div, and I want it to have NFT dot user handle. Perfect. If I look here, you can see it is coming up perfectly. Next to this, I just want to style each of these, so I'll give both of these a class. So I'll give a class name of TC UI username, and I'll give this as TC UI user handle. Class name as TC UI user handle. Perfect. Now I'll just go and quickly style both of these. So I'll say TC UI user name. For this, I just want to change the font size and everything. So for this, I'll just say font size of 18 pixel. So I'll say font size of 18 pixel and font weight of, let's keep it as 600. Let me see how it's looking. Yes, you can see as well. The font weight of 600 is looking perfect. Now for TC UI, what user handle? I can keep it as font size as 14 pixel. It must be looking good, but I want it to be a little lighter color. So I'll just say opacity as 0.7. You can use a different shade of white color as well, but I thought that keeping it like this will also work. Also, if I'll see here, Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. Now I just have to add this particular logo for Ethereum. So you can copy it from here as well, this particular logo, but it's not looking good. I'll copy this purple one. So I'll copy it. I'll say copy image address. Now I'll go to my this trending card, and next to the trending left, TC UI left, I'll close this, and next to it, I'll just paste this image. So for this, I'll say source is equal to this. If I save it and if I go here, you can see it's quite big. I just have to make it small. So to make it small, what I will have to do is okay, I'll give it a class. First of all, I'll give it some alt text so that this yellow line is gone. So I'll give it a alt text of ETH on Solana, and then I'll give it a class name of, let us say, TC Solana logo. TC Solana logo. I'll copy this class name and I'll style it from here. So from here, paste it, and now I'll just give it some height and it will work. So for Solana logo, I'll say height to be of 36 pixel. 36 pixel. Perfect. It is not center actually, so I'll make sure that it is center. So what I will do is I'll see that where I'm not doing it correctly. Here there is, next to this, there are 4 divs, and okay, to align it center, what I can do is I can give this image, instead of keeping it like this. Okay, so I'm making a mistake here. I pasted this image inside the user info left. Just cut it, paste it here, and it should work. Yeah, now it's looking perfect. Now if you'll see, random NFT collector image size is looking perfect as well. The background blur is also working perfectly. Now our trending section is also done. If you'll go here, you can see here also, we just need one more thing. This is the final thing here, which is a see more button. So now I'll go here and I'll add that particular button. So we already created a reusable button in our previous videos. If you haven't watched that, go back and you can watch that first of all. Now here, next to our slider, we need a button. So for that particular button, I'll say a div. Here I'll call the button, and I'll give it the props that we already have. First one is BTN text. So the BTN text will be see more. So while I'm building this, if you want to learn how to create reusable UI components, I have an entire series on my channel, which you can watch, where I've taught how to create drop down, how to create buttons, how to create modals, and everything in that particular series. So you can check that as well. Now I want the type to be secondary. S should be small, I guess, or it is fine. The next thing is custom class. I want the slice to be a little smaller than my default, so therefore I'll say see more button. And why is it saying error? Because I haven't imported it yet. So make sure that you are importing it. So button, it's not imported. I don't know why it is giving error while importing it. So Command X, I'll just try it again. I'll say button. Okay, so it's giving some error, so no worries. I'll just import it from here. Import button from go back, just go to common and then button, and that's it. Save it. So this should be there. If I see more button is here. Now I just have to style it and keep it in the center. So for this particular div, I'll give it a class name of TN button, trending NFTs BTN. Now I'll go to my CSS file, and in next to the blob, I'll write 2 more classes. First one is obviously the TN button. So this will be TN BTN, and for the TN BTN, I'll say margin top to be 36 pixel. And yeah, there is some gap, but I just want it to be at the center. So along with this, I'll say absolute center. Perfect, it's at the center. I want the size to be a little smaller. So for this, I'll say for the see more BTN, I'll say font size to be of 14 pixel. Perfect. So now as you can see, this button is working fine. Actually this, yeah. So instead, if I do something, if I remove this Z index, no, so you can see the blur is having its effect on the button as well, and the button's border is also looking gradient wise. So yeah, this is it. The trending NFT section is done. It is just 20-30 minutes work from now till we create this create and sell your own NFT and the final footer. So I hope you learned how to use React Slick and how to create these awesome cards in this video. If you have any doubt, make sure you are commenting it out. And I hope you have liked this video, you have subscribed to the channel. I'll see you in the next video. See you. Bye bye.